Pencak Silat, a traditional martial art originated in South Asia. Pencak usually refers to the movement aspect and Silat emphasizes the actual fighting and self-defense. Nagaland has been making its mark on the scene, especially thanks to individuals such as Miss Liike Kibami, a young and talented martial artist who has brought accolades and laurels for the state. This is Shihrakho from Akashvani Kohima. Today I have with me Miss Liike Kibami. Can you please briefly introduce yourself so that people who don't know get to know you better?
Hello everyone. My name is Liike Kibami and I'm currently pursuing my Bachelor in Social Work, BSW, at Pencak College, and I'm also in my 4th semester right now.
So I'd like to ask, how did your journey with Pencak Silat begin and what drew you to this martial art?
My journey into martial arts actually started with Taekwondo. It taught me a lot of discipline, focus, and the basics of self-defense. Later on, my coach, Mr. Deep Kumar, introduced me and my team to Pencak Silat, which is an Indonesian martial art. Through Pencak Silat, I have had the opportunity to compete at both the state and national levels. And recently, I have also been fortunate enough to win medals in major tournaments. Yeah.
Thank you so much. For people like us who are not very familiar with the sport, can you please share what is the main difference between Pencak Silat and Taekwondo?
Okay. As for the Pencak Silat, it's just the same as Taekwondo, but when it comes to Taekwondo, we cannot grab or hold. But in Pencak Silat, we can grab the opponent, and make them fall. From there, we get the points. We can't hit in the head as well in Pencak Silat, but as for Taekwondo, we're allowed to kick in our heads.
All right.
So that also counts.
Thank you so much for that clarification. Mm-hmm. Right. Let's talk about your recent achievements. You've had a remarkable run lately. Silver at the 37th National Games, gold at the Khelo India Women's League, and more. How does it feel to bring home these medals?
Well, every time I compete, I remember I'm just not representing myself, but my coaches, my family, and everyone who believed in me long before the medals. Honestly, it's such a great honor and a humbling experience, as each medal holds so many emotions and memories with me. And winning silver at the 37th National Games in 2023, which was held in Goa, it was bittersweet for me, as it was a proud moment, but also a reminder that there's always more to learn and improve. And well, for the gold medal in the Khelo India Senior National Pencak Silat Women's League, however, it will be always special as it was my first national level where I got gold. And it wasn't just about standing on the podium. It represented all the tough training sessions, the sacrifices, and the people who stood by me through it all. But most importantly, it was all possible because of the Lord our Savior.
And your recent achievements have shown us what kind of individual you are. On the same topic, could you walk us through your experience at the ASMITA Khelo India Women's League in Srinagar?
Competing at the Asmita Khelo India Women's League in Srinagar, it was such an experience which I'll carry with me forever. It was not just because of the matches, but because of everything it represented. And on the personal side, the tournament, it tested me in ways which I didn't expect. As every opponent brought a unique style, which pushed me to adapt and dig deeper, where there were moments of doubt, especially in close bouts. But my coaches were there to advise me, and the thought of everyone back home rooting for me kept me focused. And then winning gold was surreal, but what actually stayed with me was the friendship, the companionship among the athletes. Despite being the competitors among each other, we shared stories, exchanged techniques, and also celebrated each other's progress.
Thank you so much. Very insightful from a young lady. Alright, these were all individual events, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Let's move on to the team events. You've also competed in Regu and Ganda events with other athletes. What's it like training and performing as a team in a largely individual-focused sport?
Well, in Pencak Silat, we have different kinds of events. So where I've participated in Regu, which is a group event where 3 people can perform. And I have also participated in Ganda, which is a pair event. I learned that training as a team is all about finding unity in diversity.
Yeah.
And where each members bring their own style, like some might emphasize on power, while others in fluidity or precision. But we learned that all we need to do is blend those differences into a flawless performance. In the group events, we also feel the pressure as not just fight for ourselves, but also for the woman beside you, as it's a group event. So if one misstep affects everyone, but so does every moment of brilliance makes it special.
And I think the companions, like you said earlier, makes all the difference in the world.
Yes, sir.
Regarding teammates and companions, how would you describe your chemistry with your teammates Hinokali, Avikali, and Hentinem?
Well, training with my girls, Hinokali, Avikali, and Hatnaim, it has been a wonderful gift. Yeah. Our chemistry isn't something we're forced, but it grew naturally. Through all our shared sweat, setbacks, and laughter, we have also spent countless of hours drilling routines until our muscles memorize them. What truly binds us is the mutual respect between us. But, however, off the mat, we're sisters, pushing each other in training, lifting each other after losses, and also celebrating even the smallest progress. Through these events that I performed with them, taught me that teamwork isn't just about coordination, but it's about the heart.
That's a very beautiful bond you share with your colleagues and your companions. Were you ever involved with them before these events? Did you know them personally?
No.
Alright, so we've talked about teammates, we've talked about you, and we know that every kind of sport involves some training and preparations. Now I'd like to talk about that. How did you prepare mentally and physically for high-level tournaments?
So, like during the competition season, we train every evening, like from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., except on Sundays. Sometimes our practice sessions maybe from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., depending on the intensity of the preparation.
Sometimes it's more hectic than other times.
Yes, sir.
Who are the people that fuel your success? Who would you like to give credit to?
Well, I would like to give this credit to my coach, Mr. Deep Kumar, who has taught me that Pencak Silat isn't just about trophies. So behind my success and every medal I wear, there are countless of hands that lifted me. Firstly would be my mentor, my coach, Mr. Deep Kumar, as I mentioned. Secondly, it would be my family, as they're the roots of whatever I have achieved and what I am today. Their belief in me never wavers. Especially after I lose any match, they remind me that the mat doesn't judge, it teaches. So success is never a solo journey. I'm just the one who gets to stand on the podium, but the medal belongs to everyone who loved me through the grid.
I think I agree. A good support system is essential for any form of success. Moving on, balancing sports and academics. You're still a young lady and you've done so much. However, you're currently pursuing a bachelor's degree of social work at Tetsuo College. How do you manage to balance your studies and your athletic career?
Well, balancing my studies and athletic career definitely isn't easy. It takes a lot of planning, discipline, and also the late nights. Well, the real credit go to the support system, which is my Tetsa family, and then also my college mates, who have been incredibly flexible with the deadlines and supportive whenever I'm away from my tournaments. And their encouragement really makes it possible for me to chase both my academic and athletic goals, I would say.
Thank you so much for that. Has your academic background in social work influenced your perspective as a sports person in any way?
Studying social work has completely changed how I view my journey as an athlete. It's no longer just about winning medals, but about finding the deeper meaning. And through the field work, I saw the resilience, the survivors rebuilding their lives, community standing strong, and it shifted my perspective. A bad match isn't a failure anymore. It's just a chance to grow and adapt. Where Silat has become more than a sport for me, I feel that it's a way to connect, to understand others, and also to use sports as a tool for building confidence, mental health, especially for women. Well, as you know, after all, the strongest kicks break barriers, not just for boards.
Very nicely put. Your outlook on this whole journey as well as your career into the sport has been fresh. And regarding challenges and growth, what has been your biggest challenge in your sporting career so far?
Well, as a sports person, I have faced many challenges. But the biggest one I would say was losing at the senior nationals in Odisha last year. Where it was really disappointing, where I felt quite low at that time. Yet I didn't give up. I pushed myself even harder, trained more seriously, and that hard work paid off when I later won at the Khelo India Nationals and also at the All India University Games.
Yeah, I think your resilience has paid off as we've seen. So moving on, let's talk about your visions and inspiration, right?
Okay.
What inspires you to keep pushing your limits?
So what keeps pushing me is my love for the sports and for the people who support me, as the thrill of competition and satisfaction of mastering new skills always reminds me why I started this journey. And also my coaches and my families, and also my teammates, I would say, who believed in me through everything. They inspire me to keep me going. I'm also motivated by the idea that I haven't reached my full potential. As for me, it's not just about winning, but it's about growing, inspiring others, and also seeing how far I go.
At a very young age, you've come so far. But going forward, what's your ultimate goal as a Pencak Silat athlete?
Well, my ultimate goal as a Pencak Silat, it is to become an Olympian and also to reach up to world champion levels, honoring the art's rich tradition and also inspiring the next generation. And I also want to push myself to the highest level of competition, like winning gold at the World Pencak Silat Championship or at the Asian Games.
If you put in the work, I'm pretty sure these are not far-fetched dreams. On a similar note, any upcoming events or goals that we can look forward to?
Yes, there's an upcoming event that I'm currently preparing for, which is Khelo India Beach Games, which will be held in Daman and Diu, Goa. And I hope and pray that I'll be in my best form for it with God's grace.
When is that happening, the event?
From 24th of May to 30th of May.
Do you have any messages to aspiring athletes? What would you give to young girls from Nagaland or other small states who dream of making it big in martial arts?
To all the girls in Nagaland, or from any small state who have big dreams, I would say that first remember that your roots are your strength, and then never feel small just because you come from a lesser known place. As in Silat or in any martial art, it's not just about where you start, it's about the fire and the determination you carry within you. Um, well, as your uniqueness is also your greatest power. Secondly, embrace the struggle. There will be challenges, lack of funding, fewer opportunities, and maybe even family pressure to even give up. Every drop of sweat and every small step forward will bring you closer to your dreams.
Okay, so moving on. Finally, what message would you like to share with your supporters and the people of Nagaland?
Mm, so my message would be to my incredible supporters and also to the people of Nagaland. I would want to say that whenever I step onto the mat, I don't just carry my own dreams. I carry the hopes of every kid in our hills who are practicing Silat. And so to Nagaland, it has taught me that greatness isn't about where you're from, but how fiercely you love where you're rooted. And also for my supporters, I would say your faith kept me standing when I wanted to quit. So where the cousins who became my sparring partners, the relatives, and also the church leaders who prayed over my injuries and for my journeys. So those are the threads that weaved my journey. And I might fight alone in the ring, but I win because of my parents, my friends, and all my supporters in every way. And lastly, special message to our Naga girls, it would be that you belong here in martial arts, and in every space they say you can't enter. I would also say that wear your mekhala and let them see how a girl from Northeast moves, grace like a hornbill, and also strike it like a storm, I would say.
That's a very, very powerful message from a very talented young lady. We'll just conclude with this. So, thank you so much for your time. You've made your mark already at a very young age, and I'm sure you'll do much more in the coming days as well. I wish you all the success God has in store for you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That was an interview with Miss Liike Kibami, who recently won gold at the Khelo India Women's League. That's all for the weekly sports program. This is Shihrakho Krichena from Akashvani Kohima signing off.
Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for the latest contents. Also, follow us on all our social media handles.